While the world knows Jamaica for its beaches and music, a massive transformation is quietly taking shape on its shores. It's a revolution of concrete and glass, so ambitious it aims to create the Miami of the Caribbean. This isn't just another hotel, it's a vision to reshape a huge part of the island's famous north coast. But this raises a question that isn't being asked loud enough. What if the people this glittering new paradise is being built for aren't the average Jamaican? We're going to get into the mega project that promises to transform Jamaica, including its staggering price tag and the monumental risks involved. Before we talk about cranes and concrete, you need to understand the setting. We're in St. Ann, famously known as Jamaica's Garden Parish. It's a place of lush greenery, stunning beaches, and a history filled with cultural landmarks. This is the home of Dunn's River Falls, Mystic Mountain, and the birthplace of reggae legends. For decades, St. Ann has been a pillar of Jamaica's tourism, its coastline dotted with all-inclusive resorts and its towns, like Runaway Bay, buzzing with a mix of local life and tourists. The parish is a jewel on the north coast, under 2 hours from Montego Bay's Sangster International Airport and about a 1.5 to 2 hour drive from the capital, Kingston. Its location and natural beauty have always made it a magnet for development. But for years, that development followed a familiar script: sprawling, self-contained resorts offering a beautiful but often insulated piece of paradise. The local economy rises and falls with tourist seasons, and while it provides vital jobs, the story has mostly been the same. It's a place you visit, not necessarily a place you live unless you grew up there. But things are changing. The Jamaican government is pushing a new strategy, pivoting from the traditional all-inclusive model toward a more permanent, high-end luxury market. The aim is no longer just to attract tourists for a week, but to capture a slice of the global elite: wealthy travelers, remote workers, and investors who might otherwise choose places like Miami or Puerto Rico. This new vision demands a new kind of development, something that offers a complete year-round lifestyle. And that's where our story really begins. In the heart of St. Ann, something bigger and bolder is rising from the ground, aiming to completely redefine the coastline. Enter Bahari. The name, from Swahili for ocean, perfectly captures the feeling of expansive luxury it's going for. This is the flagship of the new Jamaican dream. Marketed with the tagline, "The community that lives," Bahari isn't sold as just a vacation spot, but as a permanent address. Developed by the major regional player Proven Properties, in partnership with Skillex Development Limited, Bahari is one of the most ambitious residential projects the island has ever seen. Located in the Cardiff Hall area of Runaway Bay, the development is a direct response to the government's call for a new era of luxury. It's being positioned as Jamaica's answer to the high-end waterfront communities of South Florida. The vision is clear: create a self-contained world of opulence and security that can compete with any luxury enclave in the world. This isn't a quiet project. It's a bold statement that Jamaica is ready to play in a new league. The marketing paints a picture of effortless elegance, where resort-style comfort meets the permanence of home. They talk about blending nature with cutting-edge design to create a landmark community that will become one of the most sought-after addresses on the North Coast. For years, luxury in Jamaica meant a 5-star hotel. Now it means a permanent villa with a private plunge pool, access to an exclusive beach club, and a community of high-net-worth neighbors. This is the Miami vision, a shimmering coastal hub of wealth, leisure, and investment under the Caribbean sun. It's a vision designed to be an engine for growth, but it also raises complex questions about who gets to be part of this new future. So what exactly does this Miami of the Caribbean look like? Let's break it down. Bahari is a massive luxury gated community planned across 21.5 acres of prime coastal land. The master plan includes 206 residential units, 86 luxury villas, 73 modern townhomes, and 48 stylish condominiums. The architecture is modern Caribbean, with open concept layouts and a focus on blending indoor-outdoor living. But it's the amenities that truly invite the Miami comparison. The centerpiece is a large clubhouse with a resort-style infinity pool, a state-of-the-art gym, and a residence lounge. There's also a hot tub, jogging trails, sports courts, and a kids' splash pad. Security is a major selling point, with a 24-hour gated entrance offering privacy and exclusivity. Residents get private beach access at the nearby Cardiff Hall Beach, and there's even an on-site medical station. Now for the price of admission. This is where the numbers get serious. Earlier in 2025, a two-bedroom townhouse at Bahari was listed for over $436,000 with a three-bedroom unit at $564,000. The villas start around $526,000 for a two-bedroom and go up from there. These prices are comparable to suburban properties in parts of South Florida, signaling that Jamaica's property market is entering a new tier. This is a high-stakes bet by developer Proven Properties, which secured a $20 million loan to help fund the project. Construction is well underway in 3 phases. Phase 1, including the townhomes and initial infrastructure, is scheduled for completion by December 2025, meaning this dream is quickly becoming a reality. A project this big is meant to send shockwaves through the entire Jamaican economy. Bahari, and others like it, are promoted as powerful engines for growth. First, and most obviously, there are the jobs. The construction phase alone requires hundreds of workers, from engineers to masons. But the economic boost doesn't end there. A community of 206 high-end homes needs a small army to maintain, creating long-term jobs in landscaping, security, hospitality, and property management. The on-site amenities like the clubhouse and gym will also need staff. Beyond direct jobs, the project funnels money into government coffers through taxes. High-value property sales generate significant tax revenue, and the economic activity within the community will contribute to the local tax base for years. This is a key part of the government's strategy: attract investments that create long-term revenue. The bigger play here is about rebranding Jamaica. For decades, the country has led the all-inclusive resort market, but that market has its limits. High-net-worth individuals, who often spend far more than the average tourist, are looking for more than a prepackaged vacation. They want exclusivity, unique experiences, and a tangible investment. Bahari is a direct pitch to this demographic, designed to attract wealthy international buyers who might otherwise look at real estate in the Bahamas or Barbados. By creating a product that competes at this level, Jamaica diversifies its tourism offerings and elevates its national brand. This shift is crucial. The government has been clear about its goal to pivot towards luxury tourism, seeing it as the key to maximizing economic returns. Projects like Bahari are the physical proof of this policy, part of a wider development surge in St. Anne that includes new highways and other luxury communities. The hope is that Bahari's success will create a snowball effect, turning the entire North Coast into a luxury real estate hub. This is where the sparkling vision begins to reveal its complications. The promise of economic transformation is undeniably powerful, but it forces us to confront an uncomfortable question. Who is this new Miami of the Caribbean really being built for? When the price of a two-bedroom townhouse begins at nearly $500,000, it becomes clear that the target audience is not the average Jamaican household. The numbers themselves tell the story. This is a market designed for wealth, not accessibility. The marketing for Bahari emphasizes its appeal to families, professionals, retirees, and investors. Yet when we look closer, the language is unmistakably geared toward international buyers and members of the Jamaican diaspora with access to foreign currency. For many locals, these homes are completely out of reach. Instead, there is a growing sense that much of the development will be absorbed by overseas Jamaicans and foreign investors, often with the goal of converting properties into short-term rentals. While this may create new revenue streams for the developers, it also risks driving up real estate costs and leaving local residents priced out of their own communities. This trend raises troubling questions about social division. Critics have described it as a form of economic apartheid, where exclusive, secured enclaves of wealth sit only minutes away from communities that still lack basic infrastructure such as reliable water, schools, or healthcare facilities. The 24-hour security touted as a selling point reinforces this divide, creating not just physical barriers, but psychological ones. It separates those who can afford to live inside from those on the outside. And although the government has repeatedly stated that large-scale developments must bring benefits to local populations, the underlying tension remains visible and unresolved. On top of the social concerns are pressing environmental risks. Constructing a 206-unit mega-development on sensitive coastal land carries serious consequences. Jamaica already faces environmental strains, from watershed degradation to the steady destruction of mangroves and reefs caused by tourism and urban sprawl. Massive construction projects amplify these problems, increasing soil erosion, altering natural drainage patterns, and creating polluted runoff that threatens delicate marine ecosystems. Finally, there is the reality of climate vulnerability. Jamaica sits directly in the path of hurricanes, and climate change is projected to intensify these storms as well as rising sea levels. Building luxury coastal enclaves may appear to symbolize progress, but it is also a gamble against nature itself. Without rock-solid planning, resilient infrastructure, and strict environmental safeguards, the dream of a Caribbean Miami risks becoming a monument not only to wealth, but also to exclusion and fragility. Despite the risks, the future is being built right now. The massive construction underway at Bahari is more than just a building site. It is a symbol of momentum, a clear indication that Jamaica is pursuing a bold new vision. This development is not simply about creating another resort. It represents a deliberate attempt to write the next chapter of Jamaica's story, one that moves the island into a new era of international recognition and economic opportunity. This story is about redefining Jamaica's image. For decades, the country has been celebrated for its sun, sand, and sea, attracting millions of visitors each year. But the vision behind Bahari goes deeper. It is about positioning Jamaica as not just a destination for tourism, but as a creator of world-class luxury experiences and infrastructure. To support this, the government has been actively pushing policies designed to attract foreign investment, streamlining approvals, and opening doors for partnerships. The result has been a surge of capital flowing into projects that are rapidly reshaping the island's northern coast. Bahari, however, is not an isolated project. The entire St. Anne corridor is buzzing with large-scale developments that together signal a transformation. In Richmond, plans are advancing for a massive new secrets resort boasting more than 700 rooms. To improve connectivity, new highways are being planned and constructed, ensuring that these luxury enclaves are accessible and integrated with the rest of the island. And then there is Sugarcane Bay, the long-discussed $1 billion megaproject spearheaded by Charisma Hotels and Resorts. If completed, it will add thousands of new rooms and stand as one of the largest tourism investments in Jamaica's history. What is emerging is not just a series of resorts, but an interconnected ecosystem of development designed to create a critical mass of high-end infrastructure. The ultimate goal is clear: to build what some are already calling a Jamaican Riviera. This stretch of coastline could become synonymous with opulence, fine living, and elite travel experiences. If successful, the transformation could alter Jamaica's global brand and economic future. It has the potential to generate new, high-paying jobs, spark entrepreneurship, and create wealth across multiple sectors. Even more, it could inspire members of the Jamaican diaspora to reinvest, return home, and contribute their skills and capital to the nation's growth. But with opportunity comes challenge. This future is not guaranteed, and it rests on a delicate balance. Can Jamaica build its version of Miami without marginalizing local communities? Can it create temples of luxury without damaging the fragile natural environment that is central to its charm? And perhaps most pressing of all,
Can such projects be made resilient against the rising threat of climate change, especially when built along vulnerable coastlines? The Bahari Project is the ultimate test case, a microcosm of Jamaica's ambitions and its dilemmas. It is bold, glittering, and deeply complex, a vision of tomorrow rising today on the shores of the Garden Parish. The world may not be talking about it yet, but before long, it will be impossible to ignore. From the green hills of St. Anne to the shimmering promise of a modern-day Miami, the story of Bahari is the story of a nation at a crossroads. On one side, there's a breathtakingly ambitious plan to build an economic powerhouse, moving from seasonal tourism to a global hub for luxury investment. It's a narrative of progress, control, and bold ambition.
On the other, there are critical questions. Who really benefits from a paradise with a $500,000 entry fee? What is the cost to the environment, local communities, and the vibrant, inclusive culture Jamaica is known for? The project captures the central tension of modern development, the dazzling promise of growth versus the profound challenge of making that growth equitable and sustainable. As the first phase of Bahari races towards completion in late 2025, one thing is certain: Jamaica's north coast will never be the same. Whether it becomes a true Caribbean Riviera, an engine for national prosperity, or a beautiful but isolated playground for the global elite, is a chapter still being written. The quiet revolution is underway, and the world should be watching. So, what are your thoughts? Is the Bahari Project a brilliant strategy for Jamaica's prosperity? Or is it creating an exclusive bubble? Which of these mega projects are you most excited or worried about? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're fascinated by the incredible transformations happening across the island, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next story.